Probably my favorite Baofeng radio is the UV9R. It just seems to work well, it's well made, feels good in your hand, and it's never given me a bit of problem. So today, we're taking a look at a deal here where you can get two of them for a quarter of what I paid for one when we come back. Alright everybody, welcome back. So like I said in the intro, my favorite Baofeng radio has to be the UV9R. I'm going to show you over here real quick. Do a quick reach for it. This is the one I keep out here. And this is the one I monitor the local frequencies on when I don't want to turn on all the other stuff on the other side of the room. I just sit here and turn this one on. I do have the Abri folding antenna. It's not the ridiculously long one. I think it's like the 18-inch one. And it will require some modification in order to use this type of an antenna, because you have a little bit of a base here for the waterproofing. This is IP67 water rated, waterproof. So I did have to take a Dremel and kind of cut that area out, but there are other antennas that will fit in there without the modification. I just wanted this in here because it seems to work very, very well for my needs when I just want one on the counter. So that's why when I came across this deal, I couldn't pass it up. I wanted to pick up a few more of these. The problem is, that radio there was around 70 bucks. So I wasn't sure that I was going to buy two more, and then I found this deal. Now, if you guys know, I've been reviewing a lot of the Black Friday stuff from Banggood because the deals are just incredible. And Banggood seems to come across with decent quality stuff. It's not like Wish where you order, a radio and you get like a little tiny walkie-talkie that's a little tiny handheld fake thing. You actually get what you order. So I'm really pleased with them, and they are having their Black Friday sale. I will have the links down below if you're interested in checking them out. I just put them there because I know not everybody's interested in just this. They may want to check out other stuff too. So getting back to the radio, I'm going to tell you why I like this particular radio from Baofeng. The UV9R worked very well, but it always felt very cheap in my hand. It always felt like if I dropped this thing, there'd be a mess of electrical components on the floor, and it wouldn't last very long. Mine has actually lasted a good long time, but I haven't been really rough with it. It's not like I just throw it in my vehicle or beat the heck out of it. These things feel like commercial grade radios. Let me give you a little look around the side here. I mean, honestly, they just feel good in your hand. They feel well made. This one's shaped a little different. This is the UV9R Plus. And it's shaped a little different, but they feel like professional radios. If you ever worked in a store where you're required to carry a radio or a business, that's what they feel like. They feel like little Motorola radios. So that's a good start right off the bat. They feel good. The batteries work very, very well on them. They last a good long time. And these batteries are even a higher amp hour than the original UV9R that I have over there. So that's the deal with them. I really like them. For around 50, 60, 70 bucks, you can find these. You got to be careful and shop around. That's one of the reasons I'm bringing you this deal today, because it's two of them for 50 bucks. You can't beat that. 25 bucks each. So if you're looking to get started in ham radio, this is not a bad option. They are not a top-of-the-line, best-of-the-best walkie-talkie. If you want to spend some more money and get into a Yaesu or Kenwood, or there's ICOMs out there. There's tons of other brand-name radios. But for a starting radio, let's say you and your wife want to start doing ham radio. Well, there you go. There's your foot in the door right there for 50 bucks. My first radio, when I got licensed in 1999, was an Alinco dual bander. And I think it cost me around $350. So we've definitely come a long way. That was Ham Radio Outlet in, I believe it's Sunnyvale, California. Anyway, we've come a long way radio-wise. Prices have come down a lot. And this is a good foot in the door, a good starting radio. Now, what you're going to get with these are the batteries. And these come with a much higher amp hour battery than the other radio that I have over there. Let me get it out for you here. These are 9,500 milliamp hours. I'll eventually get it spit out there. The original Baofeng UV9R here were 2,800. I believe they're the same voltage. Nope, that's 8.4, and this is 7.4. So you get a little bit more talk time on these, which is what I like. These really, honestly, the old batteries have not done me wrong at all. And these will fit on here, so that's no problem if you want to use them. They're just a lower amp hour. So you get a little more talk time, a little more length of time. You'll notice that this is all rubber gasket sealed around here. So their IP67 rating is probably legit. Again, I wouldn't dunk this in underwater for hours on end, but if it gets wet while I'm out there working, I'm not going to worry about it, you know. Do you like the metal frame on the inside here, the metal chassis? It's just a nice way of putting the radio together so it doesn't feel cheap and chintzy. And that was my biggest complaint about the original Baofengs. They felt like toys. They worked, they did what they were supposed to do, but they felt like toys. And the original ones had some issues as well. You know, they picked up pretty much every bit of RF anywhere around you, you know. So if you lived in a city with a bunch of RF signals, they were going to be noisy radios. These definitely work a whole lot better. Again, I have tested my other one in Vegas. I've used it. And even with that big antenna, it just picks up the repeaters or just picks up the frequency I'm on. I don't get a bunch of intermod and crud and junk from all the different radio and paging systems down the strip. So that's nice to know that they've at least proved that a whole lot. All right? They say, this is a big selling point, that these have 15 watts of power. Every test I've ever seen, and yes, I do need to go out and get a VHF, UHF power or an SWR meter so I can actually test it myself. But every test I have seen of any of these radios claiming to have 10 watts, 8 watts, 15 watts has always resulted in 5 watts. I'm not quite sure why they do that. It kind of disappoints me a little bit. If you're going to be, you know, if you're going to try to enter into the radio market and be a little more professional, I would like if they just stuck with the correct power and not tried to tell people, this is 15 watts. You know, but of course it isn't. The general consensus was it's 5 watts on high, 3.5 watts on medium, and 1 to 2 watts on low. So all in all, that's acceptable for an HT. That's fine. I have no problem with that. But tell me, don't try to make me think it's going to be, you know, a 10, 15 watt radio when it isn't. They have 128 memory channels. You have a lithium-ion battery in there. Your frequency ranges are 136 through 174 for 2 meters. That's way out of the 2 meter band for ham radio. So don't transmit out of band. And 400 to 470 on 440. Again, out of the ham band, but you know, you want to stick within your privileges on the ham band. I think one of the problems with these radios is they tend to get a bad reputation because people buy them and transmit on frequencies and interfere with other local agencies, and you definitely don't want to do that. Don't mess around, stick, you know, within your privileges, and everyone will be a whole lot happier. Now, I have to correct myself. They say they are IP68 waterproof. Okay, that is nice to know. If I drop this in water, if I'm doing an event outside in the rain, if there's an emergency, whatever, and I'm getting wet, I don't have to worry about these things getting sopping wet. Again, with the UV9Rs, I wouldn't have tried it. Even with some of my more expensive radios, I wouldn't have tried it. So I like that fact. Again, they're inexpensive radios. If I drop it and break it, hey, I got one over there. You know, at 25 bucks each, you can't beat it. The package will include the radio, your battery, your charger, your antenna. The radio comes with a back clip, which I really, really like. Basically, you're going to be opening it up and just pulling it off like that. Real simple. Smacks right on there. Nice and easy to use. I like the fact that I can clip it on and off without having to unclip it from my belt every time. You do have a really nice 2-line LCD display. Now, I have turned off all the goofy colors because I think they're goofy. You know, it's red when it receives, it's orange when it transmits, and it's blue when it... I just keep it to
frequency mode.
Old school orange. That's just what I like. It's what I see best. The blue to me in the the light blue kind of color they have tends to wash out very much in the sun. And I like the fact that this one just is visible no matter what. The dark, the light, whatever. So I have it all the same colors. You can change all that in the menus. We are going to take a look at the menus on these. These are probably the first Baofeng radios that I say I would feel confident programming these manually. Now, we'll get into what I use to program them, but these are very simple to program manually. They pretty much work just like any other radio from the big three. You're not going to have all that weirdness of where you have to enter the frequency that you're transmitting on and then the frequency you receive on first and save it and then go back and add that was all the UV9R. These are pretty much very, very easy to program. How did I program them? I used Chirp. If you notice on the side here, you have a Motorola blade style connector. Okay. You do have a seal for that. I just left that off to show it to you. And it is rubberized, so nothing in there will get wet. It's got a nice gasket around it. And a screw. I just left it off there. You can see what it looks like with it on. Okay. The connector for that runs about $5 to $7 depending on where you get it. Basically, you want the PL2303 chip. You will have your connector here and your USB plug here. This was probably the first Baofeng connector and programming cable that I plugged in and it found it. No problem. No issues. So, You can pick one up there. I use it to program all of mine. As a matter of fact, the databases are compatible with the other UV9Rs. You know, this one's the UV9R AMG. They're all compatible. I use the database that I programmed for my UV9R Plus right in these. Just uploaded it, erased the old one, worked perfectly. So, let's take a look at the menus real quick, and I'll wrap things up. Alright, so there's an interesting way of getting in and out of memory and VFO mode on these radios. You're going to turn it on, you'll hear it announce.
Frequency mode.
It's in frequency mode. Okay, let's say I want to get to my memories. Okay, and these just happen to be two frequencies I programmed in here. If I want to get to my memories, I'm going to hold down this menu button and turn the radio on.
Frequency mode.
Whoops, I didn't do that right. Hold down the menu button and turn it on.
Channel mode.
There. Now I'm in channel mode, which is your memories, and you can scroll through your memories.
1817.
And it will announce all the different memories. If you want to get up to the top, that's for 440 I have in there. If you want to get up to the top, you just hit the exit, and you notice that little marker will go up there. That's how it works. Now, the menu on this works very, very simply. You're going to go in here, okay? Now, this is squelch level. I have it on 2. Let's say I wanted to bump that up to 4. I would just hit menu again. Let me turn up the volume so you can actually hear what it's saying. And that moves down, the cursor moves down, and I can take it up or down however I want. If you want to leave it at 4, you're just going to hit exit, and there you go.
Menu.
So, very simple to use.
Squelch.
I'm sorry, you don't hit menu. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll hit menu here.
Confirm.
Confirm. So you're just going to scroll through the menus really quick. That's your step. If you want to go lower than that, you can go to 2.5. Let's see, 2.5 is the lowest it goes.
Confirm.
Okay, let's keep going. Your transmit power, high. Your save is off. I'm not saving the channels right now. This is where you'll save it when you're done programming it. Okay, your Vox, I always keep that off. I can't stand having to worry about talking because my radio will start transmitting. Your wide FM, narrow FM, your beep, I always turn the beep off because it's annoying every time you push a button to hear a beep. Your timeout timer is 480 seconds. I don't know if that's the highest. I don't know if that's, yeah, I can go way up there. I usually keep that off because I'm not gonna transmit for hours on end. Okay, let's keep going. Your DCS shift receive. Your CTCS receive tone. I have those off because we don't use those here. Now your transmit DCS, so you can use these with repeaters that use DCS, and your transmit CTCS, and I have it on 100 there for the repeater I was programming in. Okay, your voice, you can put it in English or I believe Chinese. I don't think that's going to do us much good here in America. And we'll just go through here quickly, show you everything. Okay, so it's a pretty neat little radio. You can do your frequencies A and B. Busy channel lockout, your auto talk, your shift is off. Offset. Now you will have to know your offsets. If you are a brand new ham and you haven't memorized that it should be, 5 and 0.06 for 2 meters and 5 for 440, you're going to have to know those, okay? But the cool thing about this is it doesn't do auto offset. So if a repeater uses an odd offset, you can program that in there. I waited too long. So there's your memory channels. You delete memory channels if you want to delete it. Now these are all the different colors. You can have it when it receives, transmits, in monitors. All in all, it's a neat little system. Repeater site is off. We're not doing that. And your Roger beep is of course off, I would hope. So that's pretty much the menu there. That's reset all. We don't want to hit that. And your receive tone. I don't know why I have receive tone in there. You do have your alarm. That's your light, by the way. This is the other button. Oh shoot, I wasn't showing it to you. This button down here, the 2-dot button, is your light. I think that's kind of handy, even though it seems weird. I think that's kind of handy on an HT, especially if you're talking about using it for something like MCOM or Aries or anything like that. So that is the deal on these radios. I didn't get too depth into it because I have the review of the other one that I have when I did the review on this one, the UV9R Plus. That is a review on the radios. Let me get you back up on the table and we'll finish up. Alright, so that is it. That's the deal. You get these for 50 bucks, 2-pack, everything you need in them. They both have chargers. You're both going to have your charger. They are a wall plug. I believe you can buy an adapter that plugs into these for USB. If worse comes to worse, that's why I've been encouraging people to get power stations. Because with a power station, or solar generators, I like to call them, you can plug this in and charge your batteries. So definitely handy little thing to have. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. I will put all the links for all of Banggood's Black Friday sale below. If you are interested in any of that, they sell a whole lot more than just prepper gear and ham radio stuff. I have been really stocking up on ham radio stuff because I think communications is going to be important, especially with what we're going through now. I think being able to talk to one another or being able to gather news is really important right now. But they sell a ton more stuff than that, so just check them out if you're interested in getting some deals. Again, these radios are $50 for 2 of them. That's an amazing deal, especially for the quality of this particular radio. I know Baofengs get a bad rap, but this particular radio, the UV9R, whatever the designator after it is, there's all sorts of plus, high watt, there's all sorts of different names for them. The UV9Rs are good radios. So I'm really pleased with it, and that's about the video for you. If you're interested in the review, I will put a link down below where I reviewed my original one. They operate exactly the same. There is no difference in programming and all that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out all our links down below. Like I said, all the Banggood links will be below there for whatever you want to shop with for the Black Friday sale. We have our Amazon affiliate store. If you click more, and you'll see all of it in the description. We have our freeze-dried wholesalers link. You click the link, you save 15%. It's that easy. We have our My Patriot Supply link, which is preparewithiridium.com, preparewithiridium.com, and it's definitely a good time to start preparing. And we have our Thrive Life link as well. They have their Black Friday sale going on right now, so check it out. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.